Well, hello Ronlings. So, how long has it been since I've been out? It's been like forever and ever. I've had a few things going on at home, and it's been a huge gap between the last time and this time I went out. So, I've broken a little bit of a personal rule. I normally only camp at the weekends because on the weekdays I have to take my daughter to school, and I would never forgive myself if I was late taking my daughter to school because I was arsing around in the woods. So that's my normal rule. And then because I work sometimes during the week and sometimes I don't, sometimes I work at the weekends, that gives me a very small window to go camping. And that small window I had, I only went once because, as I said, I was doing things at home. So I've kind of broken a little bit of a personal rule, and I've had to come out during the week because my window of opportunity is gone and it's not coming around again for a long time. So I'm taking a bit of a risk, and that has dictated kind of where I'll go. So I'm going somewhere really nearby, like a short walk, shortish, and that way I don't have to use the car, and then I can cut out that side of a potential issue that gets me home late, because I know it's just a walk. Oh, flies. So that's just a walk. So that's dictated where I'm going. So I've been there once before. I'm going to stop here because I'm coming to a busy road and you won't be able to hear me, and I'm pooped. It's obviously been a while. So I've been there once before. It's a good place. There is activity there. The last time it was alright, and as I said, now I'm doing it during the week unusually. It's even less likely to be activity. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how it goes. So one piece of equipment today. Three pieces of equipment I've got today. New pieces. 4 pieces of equipment. I have 4. Yeah, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Monty Python joke. I have 4 pieces of equipment today. I have a cook set because my old cook set it did the job, but it was just adequate, and that was it. So I bought a new cook set, not any more expensive than the old one, just more stuff in it. I amalgamated the old with the new a little bit and made the ultimate cook set. And that meant that the cup that was I used to have a little silver cup that was inside the old cook set. That meant that cup was then now loose, and I didn't want to put that taking up valuable space in the backpack. So I bought a new collapsible cup. That's 2. 3. I didn't like my Northern Fike set, my knife and fork set, for various reasons. So I bought another, only a couple of quid from Amazon, a couple of sporks in a cute little bag. So that's number 3. What else? And I brought with me today my shelter. All of this is available for a closer look on my channel. Can be asked to put a link below. I mean, I ain't exactly got a lot of videos, so it's there somewhere. So that's the 4. I think that's the 4. So 4 interesting things to look at today. All right. So shelter up. I'm going to do it first because I'm just gagging to do it. I haven't put my tent or anything up yet. So shelter up first. Start your stopwatch whenever you feel it's appropriate. You can wind it back, can't you? If you look, I missed it. Fastest shelter in the west. Let's time this and see. Ready, go. What was that? It's pissed. What was that? You can add the time I went back and adjusted it if you like, because super quick. So there you go. A lot of people are expecting it to be head height, but I don't want it head height because I'm sitting down underneath it. I don't want it. I don't need to stand in it. I'm sitting down cooking and stuff. I don't want to stand up. I noticed that in a lot of reviews. They're saying, oh, it's not very tall. For me, I'm not standing in it. I'm sitting underneath it. So I think that's what it's designed for. I think that's the whole point. But there you go. And the point of that for me is my Fox One, which I love using it, and I love how light it is and how it fits into tiny itsy bitsy spaces. But if it rains, you're stuffed. And don't get me wrong, I like to put up tents, I like to get all the stuff together and put all the bits up. It's like moving house, and I love all that. But once the tent's up and all my equipment's out and all that, I want to be done. I don't want to then be looking for a tree to tie a tarp to or peg down or put frames up. So that for me is done. Yeah, baby. As I said before, it's always a risk coming down here because there's activity, but the activity seems even more than normal. And there's a big fire pit there. Lots of bits of junk that's been thrown on there. There's bits that have been put down there, like because it gets so muddy and boggy here with all the rain we've been having. There's bits that have been put down there so they can walk up here to get on here. Bits of rubbish lying around. So even more activity than normal. It really sickens me that they're building fires down here. This is not an area for fires. So yeah, as I said, it's a bit of a risk. I'm hoping, we're not far away from darkness now, so I'm hoping there's nobody here tonight, and it's during the week, as I said, which always helps a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. So I've put it there. I can get out of the tent and just go and sit over there. I suspect I'll move it this side of the guy rope actually, but I'm not exactly sure where to put it because the OEX has got shelter inside anyway. So I'm not, and I know you're saying, well, what'd you bring it then? Because it's not even for that. But it's a given that it works with the OEX. Sorry, they're all OEX. It's a given that it works with the Fox One because I can put it anywhere. Wherever I put it, it's a shelter, probably right outside the entrance of the Fox One, and it's a given that I need it with that. The reason I brought it with this is because I want to bring it and then walk away and think, actually that was really useful, even with the ability to make drinks inside there if it's raining. Actually that's really useful. Or do I walk away and go, well, that's a bloody waste of time, I shouldn't have bothered bringing that with me. So it was actually more of an experiment to bring it with this one, but it doesn't really need the shelter. Whereas the Fox One is a given. It hasn't got any. You haven't got anywhere to cook inside. You haven't got anywhere to boil the kettle inside. So it's a given. I don't need to test it with that because it works. So I bought it with this one just to sort of go, okay, actually that was a really good asset. I'm going to bring that more often. Or I think, nah, complete waste of time just for the Fox One. That's why I bought it. So all set up. I'm the same person, by the way. I forgot my hairband because I have to forget something every time I come. It's the Ron's World law. I have to forget something. Sometimes it's important, sometimes it's not so important. Today I forgot a hairband and I was chewing my hair when I was setting up because when you bend over it all goes into your mouth. So I just switched it over to one side like that, so that I could at least tilt my head a bit and be hair free. It's getting dark now. I've only just finished setting up. I was out, I think it's just because I was out later than I intended, as opposed to taking ages to set up. So I've only just I don't know what time it is. Time's on my phone. My phone's being used. So it's getting dark now. I just remembered that that somebody left a comment saying that it was not recommended to camp near a busy road, and great advice, really is a good advice. I like comments coming in, doesn't matter what they're about as long as they're not personal, but constructive criticism, absolutely marvellous, bring it on. And he's right, you shouldn't. Well, he's not totally right, you shouldn't unless you check out the area first. I'm no stranger to camping. I don't just turn up and plop myself down and cross fingers. I know the area, and I use that road all the time. I know its configuration, and I did factor that into my camping. So when you're camping, you should check out the area. There's no such thing as no risk. There's no such thing as no risk. Everything has a risk. Loading your dishwasher has a risk. You wouldn't believe the amount of accidents that are caused by people tripping and falling on the knives when you pull out the tray to load it, and you fall on the knives, and falling down the stairs. There's a really high statistic of people falling downstairs, and some people have died through that. There's no such thing as no risk. All you can do is reduce the risk, and then make it your own informed decision of whether you want to do it or not. So I came here and I looked at everything, and I assessed the risks, and I factored in what risk there was, what the likeliness of that risk I'm worried about happening, and the effects of that risk. Would it be a bit of a scratch or death? They're the three things you can't say there's no risk here, I won't do it. There's a risk with everything in life. So those are the three things: assess there's a risk, assess the likeliness of the risk, and assess what the severity of that risk you're looking at. And then you make, as an adult, I'm nearly 50, you make a decision of whether you still want to do it or not. Because I'm an adult and I can choose what I want to and not want to do. So great advice. Thank you for leaving the comment. And I never talk about this, so it makes sense that he would say something like that, because he doesn't know me, and I've never talked about this on the channel before, because I kind of like it to be a fun channel as opposed to me trying to educate you. But I just thought I'd mention that because it's a valid point, and it's something that I felt I needed to address, because when I came here regarding this motorway, as I said, I know the motorway. I came and looked at this area. There's a safety barrier on the motorway itself, which I use the motorway all the time, and I've seen a lot of accidents. I've never seen one break yet. I'm not saying they don't, I've never seen it, so statistically it doesn't seem very likely. There's also a so many metre gap, another wooden fence, a bank to go up, and then I don't know, 20 metres of woodland before you can get here. All the way along, you can't see through the road to the road because it's so thick with trees and bushes and stuff. So the risk is the cars could come off the road and come over here. The likeliness is like a cajillion to one, because I don't see how they'd even get to here. And by the way, once they get past all the forest, the trees that are stopping the car as well, there's also so many metres of grass that it then has to travel across. It's not going to make it here. It's just not going to. So assess the risk. The likeliness is 1,000,000 to 1. The cause, if a car landed on me, is death. But you weigh that up with the fact that it's 1,000,000 to 1. You know, I have thought about it. I have assessed it, and I think it's a minimal risk. So great that people are doing that, but. And keep them coming in. You know, if you all your concerns and stuff, great. I've never mentioned this before, so it makes sense that you might think I'm the sort of person who just turns up wherever I feel like it, and that's the end of that. But you know, I'm no stranger to doing this. I may be a new channel, but I'm no stranger to doing this, and I do try and camp sensibly before I camp. So thanks, keep them coming in, and I love it. Look at this. Look at cute little kettle. Pour some water. How cool is that? I've never had a kettle. When I'm well, you know, I've had a kettle. Hang on, I'm having a disco here. Obviously, I've had a kettle at home. I've had a kettle because, like, of course. But I've never had a kettle camping. This is part of my new cook set. How cool is that? So, I did do a cup of tea at home with this because when it's new, it always tastes funny, doesn't it? So I boiled the kettle a couple of times and had a cup of tea myself. Yeah, anyway. Thanks to Jacqueline for giving me advice on. I've never had a light here, it's rubbish. I don't know what to do. Thanks to Jacqueline for the suggestion. She's been a subscriber for one of my first ones. She's been with me a long time. So, and I was humming and hawing over getting replacing my silver cup, which was my old cook set. And she gave me some advice on what I'm looking for when buying it's because the light's behind it, isn't it? What to buy when I'm buying a foldable one. I used that advice and I got this from Go Outdoors for £6, I think. And I've tried it at home. I was worried it didn't look very big, but actually it's quite a good size. It's very good deceiving. And it's got a nice thick rim, which is what I was told to make sure it had, and it does, and it looks like it's going to do the job rather well when it folds down nice and small. I have been up to now using a big metal cup, which I was happy with because it did sit inside the old cook set and I was happy with that, but I don't want to bring that with me, an extra space taken up. I'm already sort of chockers. So well done, and thank you Jacqueline for the advice. Kettle. I love having a kettle. It's so simple, but that's my new spork. I don't know if I'm getting the light right here because it seems very dark. I'm not, am I? I don't understand this, they're really bright here, but there you go. I got two of them. I think it was like $2.99, something silly like that. And it has a bottle opener and a can opener and a spoon there and a fork there, and it comes with quite a pointless carabiner. There you go. That's everything now, isn't it? I haven't really shown the cook set, but you'll see that as I use it for various stuff. Shelter, cup, new spoon, marvellous, and a cup of tea to boot. I didn't make anything to eat. Normally I make a dinner, but because the because I came out quite late, I already ate before I left. There's a hell of a shadow there, isn't it? It makes my conch look huge. Can't get somewhere else. So I've hit with some stosh. I don't know how to get rid of that. Whatevs. Yeah, so I didn't eat anything. I haven't eaten anything. I brought the dinner with me, but I didn't really fancy it. So it's quite late now, and I just don't. So I didn't make anything. More magnificent cook set and didn't use it because. But I shall try and get up early enough tomorrow to have breakfast, and then I'll have something tomorrow. But I just don't fancy eating. I think it's because I left late, so I ate dinner before I left, and I thought when I was carrying the bag and setting up and all that would burn off a bit of energy. I thought I'd be hungry, but I'm just not hungry. So good morning. I didn't say good night last night. How rude. I always say good night, and I don't know why. I just did my nighttime routine of brushing my teeth and all that, and I went to bed and I went to sleep. Didn't even think about saying good night. It's been a while, you see. So it's been a while, so maybe just out of practice. But hey, say good morning. I've made a coffee, and I've got some breakfast on the go. Where is it? Yum yum yum. And then I shall be packing up and going. I slept really well last night. The sounds of the road are like constant, and when it's constant, it doesn't keep me awake, because it's stop and start things that keep me awake. But so there you go. Slept well. My pillow went down in the night. Don't know if you remember me starting with what's wrong with buying a cheap pillow? Why can't you buy a cheap pillow? Well, my reason is it's going down. I can't see any holes anywhere. Obviously it's on top of my mattress, so it's not like anything poked it, and it's stored in a little bag it comes in, but it went down. So that's the answer to my question when I first bought it. What's wrong with buying a cheap one? Well, for me, it's because it just went down, and I've used it twice. It can only be a faulty valve, because there's literally there's no way it can get damaged. So that's that. That's interesting experience. For the first time ever, well, not ever, first time since the start of this channel, shall I say, I've got up and the inside of the tent has no, and the outside has no condensation on it at all. I guess it's the time of year. It's not exactly warm, but what are we in? Right at the end of April now. But, you know, I had everything closed up. I didn't have any vents open or anything, and woke up and the inside of the tent was completely dry. The outside of the tent was completely dry. It looks like it's going to rain. It doesn't look very pleasant, but clearly the atmosphere is enough to keep everything dry. So that's a bonus. Although the underside of my inner tent's going to be muddy because it's been raining. It hasn't rained for a couple of days, but it's been raining really badly over the last sort of week or so. So the ground's very soft, shall I say? And I think it's enough to make the bottom of the inner tent muddy. But hey ho, that's doesn't matter. So I'm quite pleased with that anyway. So it kept me dry. I'm just looking forward to my all-day breakfast, and that's nice, isn't it? Part of my new cook set. Look at the size of that, marvelous. So it's wider than my other cook set, but it's lower. So you kind of okay, more space, but is it? And it's the exact circumference of my sleeping bag when it's folded up, so it sits on top of that, the exact it's one long cylinder, so actually it kind of works out, and yet it's got so much stuff in it. It comes with this really cute little wooden spoon so you don't scratch your pot. It's got bowls in it and another bigger pot, like that's like a frying pan. It comes with a bigger pot, and comes with a ladle and all sorts of stuff. So I won't be going when I'm cooking. I won't be going, oh, what cooking stuff do I need to bring with me? That will cover everything. So I'm very pleased with it. And bizarrely, it was the same price as the other one. It was only like £20, give or take, I can't remember exactly, from Amazon. And the other one was £20, and it was much smaller, the other one. The other one came with a cup, but other than that, the other one did come with the burner as well, the stove. This one didn't come with a stove, but I took the stove out the other one and put it in this one. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with that. And everything's working out rather well, because this cup's lovely as well. Its thermal properties ain't great. It cools down pretty quick. Already I can sip it. It was boiling water and I couldn't drink it at first, but already it's only been like a couple of minutes and it's already noticeably cooler. But my metal one will keep it hotter for longer. But you know, that's a small thing. The fact that I can fold it up really small and get it in the bag easily is a bonus. So that's me done for today. On my way home. It's been a good one. I haven't got out for ages, as I said before, and it's very therapeutic, very peaceful, calming, and it's a nice bit of alone time. And I don't know about other people, but I find that very therapeutic when I get home. Very don't know the word, very so there's a word for that. That's what I am. And that's why I sort of broke my own rules of coming during the week. I thought, I've got to get out, because my next window of opportunity for the weekends is miles away. So, and that worked out quite well. I'm back. I'm up in plenty of time to get home for taking my daughter to school. So that worked rather well. But I think it was mostly helped by the fact that I was very nearby. I didn't have to drive for a long way. So yeah, maybe that could be. Now I've tried it, that could be an option for the future. So anyway, I'll leave you now. And if you got this far, thank you very much. Because it's nice if people actually watch the whole video. And I'll see you next time. And please always, if you could subscribe, that'd be marvellous. See you later.